Welcome to Zen in the Art of Movies. Let's talk about how movies teach. They teach through demonstration, not words, or not telling you or describing. Movies demonstrate. So let me tell you what I mean by demonstrating. There's a Zen cone. A Zen cone is a mini drama that teaches. And the drama is between a monk and a master. The monk comes with a question, with a problem, and the master gives him an answer, but the master demonstrates the answer, and the monk can't figure out what he's talking about. It's like your pet comes and tries to tell you something, and you have no idea what the dog's trying to tell you. And finally you realize that the dog is pointing to something. He's pointing to something. That means he's demonstrating the truth, not telling you in words and no words. So the cone is the non-Buddhist, person who's not a Buddhist, goes to see the Buddha and asks for a teaching. And he says, "Give me a teaching, Master, but don't give me words and don't give me no words," he added. In other words, don't tell me what the truth is. Don't give me sound and don't give me silence. So what's the Buddha going to do? The Buddha just sat. The Buddha just sat. And the non-Buddhist was awakened and he bowed in gratitude. Now what was the teaching here? Did the Buddha give him no words? What was just sat? Was it words? No, he didn't say any words. Was it no words? Well, he couldn't give him that either. So what was just sitting? It was demonstrating the truth. And so it's up to you to figure out what the master is pointing to. Just like you have to figure out what the dog is trying to tell you. Now, it's obvious if there's a food bowl there and the dog or the cat, our cat, comes and stands in front of the food bowl, obviously he's hungry. But what is the cat trying to tell me when he pees on my bed? You see, so there are some situations where the pet is trying to communicate something and we don't know what the hell he's talking about. But anyway, I digress. Let me see what we were talking. Okay, so the truth is demonstrated, not told. And we live in a world full of words. Everything is in words. Everything is written. Everything is told, you see. What would it be like if you were deaf? And what would it be like? That's why deaf people are more awakened than word people. Because word people depend on words. They depend on being told what to do. But deaf people see what is being demonstrated. So we see what people are thinking and telling us what they're doing. But on the other hand, if we see what they're demonstrating, it may be just the opposite of what they're saying they're doing. There is a rift, a schism in the modern world between thinking and doing. Everybody is telling you what they think they're doing, what they believe they're doing, what their intentions are, and we see it's the opposite. Trump demonstrates that. He tells you what all the good things he is doing, but we look at what he is actually doing, it's just the opposite. It's like the father who beats you and says, "I'm doing this because I love you. It's for your own good." But the child says, "Well, you say it's for my good, but it doesn't feel that way." See, so there is a disconnect between what people are saying, what groups, what religions, what all the civilization itself is saying it's doing, is thinking it's doing, and quite opposite of what it's actually doing, which is what Buddha was teaching when the non-Buddhist says, "Don't give me words and don't give me no words," and the Buddha just sat. So in order to grab this You have to be grabbed by this cone. You can't figure it out with words or thinking or logic. You see, you can't understand it with words and no words. That's the point of the cone. You cannot understand what the Buddha was teaching by thinking about what the hell is he doing. We can't figure it out by logic. Is it this or is it that? And the Buddha just sat, which is equivalent to our pet trying to tell us what he wants, and we can't make the connection. We can't connect it to anything because he's not telling us what he wants. He's showing us what he wants. So all of nature speaks the truth of demonstration. All of nature, all of reality demonstrates truth. It is only man who now has created a reality of words and thought, thinks what the truth is, and doesn't see what the actual, the doing of it. There's a split between thinking, the mind, and the body today. And this is, in our American civilization, this is so exaggerated that no other civilization, society, and humanity has created such a schism or an abyss between thought and body, mind and body. It's so wide. And so what do? We create movies to bridge the gap, but we don't see what the movie's pointing to. We can't even understand movies because we can't understand what the movies are demonstrating. We just know what the movie is telling us with the story. So we think the movie is about the story. But the movie's pointing to something. The movie tells a story, but it points to something else. And it's up to us to make the leap. It's up to us to step into the abyss like Indiana Jones. He can't get to the Holy Grail. There's an abyss. There's no bridge. But he has to get to the Holy Grail in order to heal his father. He doesn't want the Holy Grail for self-interest, for wealth. He wants the Holy Grail to heal his father. So he steps into the abyss, and the bridge appears. He steps into the abyss on what? Faith alone. Not faith in the Bible, not faith in the story, not faith in the myth, not faith in anything. He just steps. He trusts. He has faith in himself, in reality, not in what he thinks reality is. Anyway, that's just an example of movies pointing, see. So movies demonstrate, and it's just like our cone. The Buddha said, give me the teaching. The non-Buddha said, give me the teaching, but don't give me words, and don't give me no words. So the Buddha just sat. What is this just sitting, you see? We can't figure it out. We can't understand this teaching because we're looking at the words and the logic and the ambiguity of the puzzle of the instruction. Don't give me words, don't give me no words. So you have to look at this as if you were deaf, you see. How could you demonstrate without using words or no words, which is what deaf people have to do? Of course, they have sign language and all that. But this is kind of metaphorical, pointing. Anyway, thanks for dropping in. See you at tomorrow's Zen and the Art of Movies.